Knox, nice to see you.
Hi, nice to be here with you.
So we all agree college education is exorbitant.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. However, did you have to go to the extreme of appearing in porno movies to pay for it?
Well, I feel that, look, in the economy we're in right now, I'm an 18-year-old. I have no, job skills. I have no degree. The only jobs I could have gotten were minimum wage jobs. There's simply no, my tuition bill was about $4,300 each month. There's simply no minimum wage job, no matter how many minimum wage jobs I worked, that would have paid me $4,300 a month. So my alternative was taking out loans. I was not eligible for government loans, but so the only loans I was eligible for were these private loans with these exorbitant interest rates. I did the math and I knew I would be paying off my loans for decades. So I didn't want to be a slave to any bank.
But you're kind of a slave to the male porn industry.
Absolutely not. I'm absolutely not a slave. I do everything by my own choice, and honestly, I would rather pay for my tuition right now than be. I'm 18 years old.
I don't want.
wait,
I have to say, you look so young in person.
I don't want to
really,
take out hundreds of thousands of dollars of loans when I'm 18 years old.
Belle,
That to me is not. That's not anything that I would want to put on myself.
Let's back up for a second. How are you putting up with all the, how are you dealing with all the attention? You've been doing kind of international media rounds and a lot of attention on Twitter. How are you holding up?
Well, I have like a great deal of support. So for all of my haters and all of the threats I get, there's like, 10 other messages or tweets telling me how, I need to keep going.
Social media seems to be overwhelmingly on your side, as you just mentioned.
Yes.
Well, I've been watching this story unfold over the past, what, 6 weeks or so?
Yeah, it's been
a while.
Yeah.
I've seen you do interviews, and I think you're a thoughtful person. I think this decision works for you.
Thank you.
That seems quite clear.
Yes, thank you.
I do have an area of concern, though.
Right.
How long have you been in the porn industry?
I've been in since November.
Since November. That is, what, 4 months, 5 months, something like that. Now, you have kind of endorsed the industry. You say that it's been very welcoming and it's been safe, and I believe that it's been all those things for you. My concern is that there are others who might be led to the industry by your example and think that they're going to be treated the same way. Other women, perhaps. And this is I think it's a fair issue to bring up. And they won't have the experience that you've had, because at this point, you're like porn royalty. I mean, you are a superstar in the industry. Other women following your lead may not have the same experience.
Well, I just want to point out, I've never purported myself to be a role model. I've never encouraged girls to become porn stars.
But you become one, as you noticed on Twitter.
If you listen to my interviews, the advice I always give to people who are considering entering the porn industry is to do your research and to go with your intuition, and if you feel something's wrong. And you have to understand, all of the experiences that I've had and the people that I've talked to and interacted with in the porn industry have, they've had incredibly positive experiences. But I do acknowledge there are women who have bad experiences in the industry.
They've been taken advantage of.
I completely acknowledge that. But,
and abused. Depending on who you
but I think that it's a blanket statement to say that all of porn is degrading. I think that it's like any other industry, and there's room for improvement.
We're not saying any other industry. Let me give you an example. We've had fashion models here, often over the past couple of years, and they have complained at length about abusive photographers, vendors who do not pay them, a lack of health insurance, all these things, and that is like top-tier fashion industry models.
Right, it happens in any industry.
Well, but that is prestigious, that is kind of, in a way, forgive me, but what's the word, legitimate.
Right.
Whereas for the adult film industry is not on that level. Anyway, I'm just worried that some people, whether the fine print or not, they're going to be inspired by you and they might make a mistake following your lead.
What's interesting is the media is criticizing the porn industry for exploiting me, but, I have to question how much money
You're not being exploited. I don't think that's
I'm not, but, it's like, I went on Dr. Drew the other day. He completely ambushed me with, like 5 people who were completely against me. I have to question who's exploiting who here when the media is making money off of criticizing me and making money off of You know what I mean? It's like, who's the one who's exploiting who?
Well, I think we're here to question
right.
why you're doing what you're doing. Like, I know you said that you couldn't make that kind of money to pay off your college tuition, and you're right. It's exorbitant. It's
totally
outrageous. But how many movies a month do you have to do?
I don't have to do anything.
Okay, how many movies a month do you make because you want to?
Well, I do it during my breaks.
Okay, so how many movies a month do you have to make to pay off your tuition?
Well, I've made between 25 to 30, and at the rate I'm going, I'll have my first year paid for. So I need to make around, you know, about 35 to 40 to pay.
And your parents didn't have any idea that you were doing this?
No, they didn't. But you know, to answer the question you brought forth earlier, I have never purported myself to be a role model for girls. But what I want to say is there's nothing wrong with doing sex work, but I want to make sure that women who go into it have done their research and understand.
You do not purport to be, and you've not sought out to be a role model, but if you look at Twitter, if you look at social media, a lot of people are viewing you that. And that may not, that's not your doing necessarily.
Look,
but
I'm a role, you know, if anything, I think that what I'm a role model for is telling women that they should stand up for themselves and they should be assertive and they should stand up for what they believe in. That's what I'm trying, that's the message I'm conveying. I'm not telling women to go into sex work. I'm simply saying it's an option and it's your choice and you should not be condemned for doing sex work.
Joe White tweeted me, if she can't afford Duke, she should go to another university. Why lower yourself? That's what.
Wow.
What was her that was her question.
Why lower myself? Actually, I feel completely empowered by doing porn, and I think it's pretty condescending to get comments like that saying I'm lowering myself. However, he's completely right. He is completely right. I could have gone to a cheaper university, but I did choose Duke because Duke is an incredible school.
it is very prestigious, and you had to have very good grades and good marks to get in.
Yes.
I heard before you said that Duke administration officials have been basically supportive of you, the university.
Yes.
Now, when you go back to class, by the way, is class in session right now? Are you on spring break or?
Spring break just ended, so I'm missing like 2 days of class.
When you're out in California, how many have you missed altogether now?
I've never missed any school to do a shoot. I never have.
Okay, because you've been busy. Have you been able to keep up with homework and stuff like that?
Yes, I have. Actually, school is my first priority.
I guess when you sit down back in English 101, or I think you're a women's studies major.
Yes.
It is. I think, you know, Noah, it's going to be something of a distraction. Maybe they should deal with it. Maybe this is the result of, I think you said, 1,000 years of patriarchy, but it's going to be distracting to have you around.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but you know, you have to understand the classes I'm in women's studies and I'm in sociology classes. So I think that it's probably, I agree with you that it's going to cause some issues. I think that people might be, especially my women's studies class, when we discuss pornography, people might be a little hesitant to talk about it because I'm around. But I mean, really, I don't want my, you know, I don't want my experiences to you know, keep people from trying to have an open and honest debate about things.
Where do you want to go